Alright, what is up you guys? It is Cameron and welcome back to Fare Thee Well. It is part 3. We're going to resume where we left off and see what's about to happen. Here we go. Also, real quick, people over at Watercrest, the Watercrest team, people that made this game, if you're watching, awesome work on the game. Also, get in touch with me on Twitter and we can talk about things because I'm in voice acting and I know that that's something that people look for. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're back to where we left off. Apparently I didn't save, so I just clicked through everything that happened. So what just happened, where we left off, is we told her what Loch Lomond's about, and we stayed up the whole night with her, watching the sunrise, sitting on the bench and everything. And I tell her at the end of I'm going to tell you a story. At the end of the story, I'm going to have to decide you're going to have to decide what happens next. And I want you to be completely honest with me when I ask you to do that. Alright? Emmeline yawns. This is right where we left off. We haven't gone past this, so here we go. Alright. Alright. I hope I'm making the right choice here. How do I even begin to explain? Say, in the world there's a young man out there who's been given the gift of eternal youth. At first, that young man was amazed. He was filled with joy. He was forever young, forever handsome, and forever strong. The passage of time had no effect on him. It didn't chip away at him like it did everyone else he knew. He spent some time loving his new life of his until he realized that the gift he'd given was, in the end, a curse. Eventually, the young man saw what the passage of time could really do. He saw the people he cared about wither away, one by one. Family, friends, lovers. Wow, nice reading. Family, friends, lovers. He could have done nothing but watch as each and every one of them fell into the grip of death from which he had been spared. He saw the places he knew as a child crumble into dust, forgotten, thrown away like false memories. First he lost his home, then his people, then his own way of life. He was forced to escape, to break out and enter into a new world where he did not belong. He felt lost, in that new world, hopeless, alone, forgotten. But eventually, he got used to it. He realized there wasn't any point in wallowing in despair at the life he's been given, and he started to rebuild. He gave himself a new life, a new identity. But he lived knowing that there was one thing he could never do. He could never stay in one place for too long. If he did, he knew he would build bonds. He would form memories with the new places he had found and the new people he met. He would make friends. He would feel emotions all over again, in their full intensity. And that was something he could not afford, because he knew any bond he built would only come crashing down upon him in the end. The more people he came to know, the more people whose departures would hurt him. The more time he spent in any one place in the world, the more pain he was himself to suffer. He was truly cursed. All he could do was run farther and farther and farther, as far as he could go toward infinity. As long as time continued to pass, he suffered the life of a wanderer, destined to be alone. But one night, he meets someone, and that someone makes him feel some way that he had not felt before when his journey ever began. Someone special, someone like him, someone who understands him, who felt his pain, who knew how it felt to endure. He thinks he's found someone that could teach him how to love again, but he knows if he stays there with that person he's found, he will only hurt them in the end. Because if he stays with that someone, they will age and he will not. They will die and he will not. In his failure to die, he would rob them of a chance of a normal life. He would take their life and his own, and in the end, he will find himself all alone again. What does he do then? What choice does he make? Does he stay or does he leave? Does he chase that chance at true emotion, even if he knows in the end it'll only cause despair? Tell me, what choice does he make? So obviously, this story is himself, this is us. and Emmeline is the person that he's run into. That's obvious to us right now. Let's see what's coming up. What choice does he make, Emmeline? What choice do I make? Emmeline? I open my eyes. I see the sun has begun to rise. To my side, Emmeline is fast asleep. I take a long, final look at her. She's so beautiful. Her heartbeat pulses through her skin, through her dress, through her coat, through all the way to me. I can feel it drum steadily against me. I can feel it throb over and over again. Such an amazing life. Full of such amazing life. I watch her, her breath freezing as it comes out in the crisp, cold air. Her skin is soft and warm to the touch. I think of her and how she treated me, a stranger who hadn't even told her his name, with nothing but kindness. This is a real person beside me, with a real heart pumping real blood, with real emotions and real thoughts, and the most beautiful voice I've ever heard in my life. This is Emmeline, and no matter how greatly I long to be with her, I cannot stay with her, and she cannot stay with me. It was never meant to be. I stand up carefully, holding her still to make sure she doesn't wake up. Once I'm off the bench, I set her down to be as comfortable as I can make her. Thankfully, it's warming up, and I think she'll wake up soon after I leave. Just in case, I take off my coat and wrap it around her to make sure she's warm enough. I glance at the sunrise out in the horizon. I can't bear to look at it too long. I turn back, gaze at her one last time. The girl in the green dress sleeping on the park bench. If only things had been different, then perhaps I could be happy once more. I began to walk away. I stopped myself from looking back. Emmeline, I'm sorry. Goodbye. I walk away into wilderness as the sun rises over the trees. I vanish like a ghost from a dream, wiping tears from my eyes. All I leave behind are footprints in the snow that are soon swept away by the winter wind. June 13th, 1987. June in Maine is still June. I should be accustomed to walking on baking asphalt by now. I travel light, always have. The weight I carry has nothing to do with what's in my pack. Heavy thoughts are always with me, my memories constant companions on the road. So many roads, so many paths, so many years, so many lives it seems. It feels like forever since I was lost in Canada. I wonder if it still feels the same, raw and wild and seemingly untouched. Something tells me it will always have that feel, no matter how much concrete and glass are poured and polished. I think the memories can be that way too. As the years pass, the details subtly shift. Yeah, shift. But the feel seems to stay the same. Then again, we can choose to let certain memories fade. If those memories will allow it, of course. The music is too loud. Oh my goodness. That's good there. Let's save, just to get it saved. Yes, overwrite save. Cool. Alright. Then again, we can choose to let certain memories fade. If those memories will allow it, of course. I am aware of my footfalls on the pavement, the undulating drone of the insects in the tall grass that parallels the road. I can feel the hot sun on my skin, a gentle harshness to the yellow light. The few clouds in the uniformly blue sky are static and wispy, as though painted onto a canvas. There's no breeze to add energy to my experience. The leaves of the trees are still, like clouds. I am literally passing through a long series of moments unbroken by motion, except for me. If I'm the only thing moving, does that mean that the world is a canvas, and I am little more than a thought passing through? My mind soars across the tapestry of my experiences, touching down at an era of memory that then taking flight again in search of the next place of interest. The miles pass, the sounds of the sun and the grass and the trees blending into a nearly uniform background. It seems as though the only things truly moving are my thoughts. The sensation of that notion intrigues me. distracts me for a while, until a new sound breaks the spell of forever. Time is suddenly back on the clock, and its ticking is the sound of a large diesel engine of an 18-wheeler. I am ripped out of my reverie and the beautiful monotony of the road, myself jarringly present. The driver of the large red truck downshifts as he descends to a slow grade, leveling off and closing the distance to me slowly, black plumes puffing briefly from the twin stacks behind the cab. What the Maybe he'll take a rider for a while. I turn and begin to walk backwards and stick my thumb in the air. A few short seconds pass, and the driver begins downshifting again, the engine braking, indicating to me that I am about to replace the drone of insects and the heat of the sun with the rhythm of an engine and the chill of air conditioning. Alright, we're gonna leave off right here. So we're gonna leave off right here. I'm gonna save. It's all saved and everything. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna end this part, and that's it for part 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Things are happening. We traveled a good bit ahead in time, and we're gonna see what happens next after this. So I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Make sure to share it with your friends. I am really liking it so far, and I hope you have a swell day.